Good afternoon. This is Don Palayo checking in again. It is Saturday, May 24th, 2025, and I just wanted to check in with you guys. It's been a few days since I've done a video, so I'm trying to get one out again. Got a lot going on. It's Memorial Day weekend. My brother is flying in this afternoon from Arkansas. I'll be picking him up at the airport this evening. I went and got my oil changed earlier today. I've always pretty much gone to like Jiffy Lube or some other place to get my oil change. I know I'm sure I could do it by myself, but it's one of those things. It's just easier taking it someplace, but it is starting to get kind of expensive, I'll be honest. If you get like the synthetic oil, and I did have them do a few extra things today. I did have them balance my tires, and they put a new filter in because it's been a while since I'd done that, and so I had a few extra things done today, but it was over $200. It was like, okay, it's getting a little pricey, but I did spend a little extra just on some of the things that I hadn't had done in a while. Um, I It's been kind of a crazy time here lately. We've been having a lot of news stories come out. I know we're still kind of waiting to hear what the situation is going to be with the tariffs. I think we're going to hear more about the tariffs in July. Trump did come out this week and he wants Apple to make their iPhones here in the United States, and he's basically said that if they're not made here in the United States, they're going to face a 25% tariff. I use iPhone. I've had an iPhone since like forever. I Before I had an iPhone, I had a BlackBerry, and that was a long time ago. So I've been using iPhone ever since then. That was well more than 10 years ago. I am not real sure. The markets at first didn't really like that announcement. Trump's also looking at Europe, and I don't know. We don't really buy that much from Europe. Europe doesn't buy a whole lot from us either. The biggest thing that we buy from Europe are cars like BMWs, Mercedes. I guess we do buy some airplanes with Airbus. But there are a few commodities like olives and other, things that we get from wines, things like that we get from Europe. But most of the stuff that we buy comes from China, and unfortunately, I would like to see us diversify our supply chains a little bit. It's kind of crazy that we buy so much from just one country. Why can't we spread it out a little bit? Can't we buy a little bit from China, buy a little bit from Vietnam, buy a little bit from Mexico, buy a little bit, just spread it out, This whole thing of us just buying everything from China has made us so dependent and made them pretty wealthy and powerful. Well, more powerful than they were. China was a third world backwater when we started buying stuff from them. I am This weekend is going to fly by. I wasn't feeling real good this morning. I was feeling a little bit sick this morning, but I feel better now than I did this morning. Other announcements, things coming up. Of course, the second week of June, I will be going to Florida. I'm going to spend some time with my youngest daughter. I thought my oldest daughter was going to be going with me. Unfortunately, she was not able to get off work. She just started a new job, and it's hard to get almost a week off when you just started a new job. So I thought that might be a problem for her, but and it's okay. She'll just go a little later in the year. I am almost done paying off my last credit card. Almost done. And once I'm done actually, this is not my last one. This is my next to last one. have one more after this. But I've been throwing so much money at these cards. I've been really knocking them down pretty fast, but I can ease off the throttle a little bit, and I can start building some assets now once I have this one paid off. Because the other one's just it's kind of a revolving one that I use periodically for trips and things like that. I do need to get it paid down though. Um, but I really want to start building some savings, and that's going to really kick in once I get this specific card I'm been working on for a while paid off. I think I can have it paid off by the end of June. I'm gonna try to have it completely knocked out by the end of this coming month. Um, if not June, it'll be July. So, um, I am I am really starting to feel my age, you guys. I'm gonna be 49 in August, and I feel it, man. I don't know, my energy levels have not been. I think I've told you guys this before. Ever since I had the bariatric surgery, I've lost a ton of weight. I've lost almost 90 pounds, but my energy levels have just been so low. I just have not had the same kind of pep, the same kind of energy that I had before. Um, I'm trying to figure that out, like diet wise. I'm trying to figure that out. I need to get a more stable, more consistent exercise regimen going. I have decided I've got 2 trips planned in the near future. Well, not near future, midterm future. In 2030, so 5 years from now, I am going to be taking my 2 daughters. This is the plan anyway. This could change. This is subject to change. It is 5 years out. I'm going to be taking both of my daughters, Ashley and Piper, to Spain. And Piper said she wanted to do that for after she graduates high school. So, and, her mom's okay with it once she graduates high school and all, and she's a little bit older. So, I feel completely comfortable with that. And then the following year, in 2031, 6 years out, I am going to go do the Camino de Santiago. I have really wanted to do that trip for a while. It's been something I was going to do it, and then COVID hit and kind of messed up my plans. And I went to Spain, but you had to wear masks everywhere you went, and it was going to be a big problem. So I just did a regular trip instead of going full blown Camino. 2031, I'm going to do the full Camino Frances, the full 500-mile hike. I've got to start getting my ankles and legs strengthened for that, and I'm going to have to figure that out, how to best strengthen my ankles and legs for a hike like that. Because when I do a lot of walking, my ankles and everything are really screwed up the next day. And so I'm going to have to figure that out in the next few years. And I'm going to wear some orthotics. I'm going to wear ankle supports. I'm going to try to do everything I can, but I need to figure out a way of strengthening my ankles and everything for that kind of hike. I'm going to look into that. Anyway, I am looking forward to the rest of this weekend. It'll be good to see my brother again. He's coming into town. His daughter is going to be graduating from high school, so he's coming in for her graduation. And so we'll see what happens. I am excited about a number of things. I've got a lot of things cooking in the pipe right now. I've been throwing $800 a month at these credit cards, and so I've got this last one to knock out. And once that one's done, I can take that 800 and I can start using it to build assets. And I can also I want to put some of it towards my student loans too. I still have student loan debt. It's ridiculous. It's like this. I don't know. It's like it's like you want to do all these things, and it's like, and our salaries. Well, I mean, I make decent money, but man, I'm going to tell you what, it goes fast, doesn't it? It's like it goes fast. It's like I'll make close to I'll be right about six figures this year, and it's like it's amazing how fast it goes, though. Especially being a single person, I get hit pretty hard with taxes. I next year I intend to make an IRA contribution, and to me, logically, it seems like I would be better off doing a traditional IRA contribution for the tax benefit now, because I get hammered in taxes being single, and but I have run it in our financial planning software, and I actually come out slightly better making a Roth contribution, which I'm kind of surprised about. Um, so I am making traditional contributions through my work plan at work. Whoa, my phone almost fell. So I do make traditional contributions there, and so I do get a deduction there, but I was also going to make a full traditional IRA contribution. But it looks like it's going to be better. So what I'm thinking about doing is putting 75% towards Roth and then doing 25% into my traditional IRA plus the retirement plan I have at work, which is traditional. We'll see. I'm still kind of looking at that and figuring it out. It wasn't a big difference. It wasn't a huge difference, but it was a slight difference. It was a little bit slightly better me doing Roth contributions, but I just feel like my taxes are kicking my butt. You know, the government just hammers me on taxes. I am, I've been door dashing for I guess about a year and a half, maybe maybe a little bit longer. I don't know, about at least a year and a half. And Trump, they're trying to pass this no tax on tips, which a big part of your DoorDash income is tips. So if they can get that passed, that would be amazing, because that would help me out on the taxes with that. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, I need to get my house cleaned up for my brother's. My brother's going to be crashing here with me at my house, at least tonight. My parents, they have my youngest brother staying with them, so he's going to be there. So, once he goes home tomorrow, on Sunday, then my brother coming in from town will probably stay with them for a few days. But anyway, I am going to get going. I've got a number of things to do today. I have, I'm trying to think of anything interesting going on in my life to tell you guys about, but it's just work, work, work. That's pretty much what I do. I did add to my collection today. I bought, I'm collecting coins is one of the things I do. I'm trying to fill out my coin albums, and right now I'm working on I'm doing both the Lincoln cents, which, by the way, this week they have decided to discontinue making pennies. They're not going to be making any more pennies. So after early next year, I think early next year, it's going to be over for the Lincoln cent, that's going to be kind of interesting to see how that, if they make any changes with our coinage after they do away with the penny. We'll just have to see what happens. I would imagine they would put Lincoln on another coin, maybe. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I bought some, the 1947 Jefferson nickels today. I'm working my way back. The Jefferson nickel has been around since 1938. 1938 was the first year. Right after that, before that, they had the Buffalo nickel. So 1938 was the first year of the Jefferson nickel. I already actually have the 1938s, so I haven't done it in order going back, but I've got all the new ones all the way back to 1947 now. So then I'm going to go back to 46, 45, and just continue back to 1938. Anyway, the pennies, I'm going to be completing my pennies, but I've got some other things. The pennies are starting to get expensive. I'm getting back into because the pennies go back further. They go back to 1909. And they're starting to get expensive. The next penny that I need to buy is a 1931 S. And I intend to get that because that's kind of an investment piece. There's some of them, some years, some of the pennies, most of the pennies, I don't mind just getting regular, uncirculated but not graded condition pennies to put in my albums. But there's specific ones that are a little bit more rare that I want to have investment pieces that are already professionally graded. And I'm gonna buy a 1931 S that's already been graded, and to get the high grade that I want, it's gonna be about $400 or $500. So I don't want to put that kind of money towards it yet. But these are things that I intend to hold and pass down to my kids and grandkids. Not something I'm planning on selling myself. So this will be going to my kids one of these days. I don't know if my daughters, it's kind of funny. I've always been a collector of things, and I enjoy it. I enjoy collecting coins. I collect books. I of course had baseball cards when I was younger. I haven't been doing as much with baseball cards recently because I don't see my daughters being interested in baseball cards. It's like I don't think there's really much there that. So my baseball cards, I may eventually just say, you know what, I'm going to sell what I got and just I might just sell the whole lot to somebody and let it go. I do have some other memorabilia. I have a Nolan Ryan signed baseball with a certificate of authenticity. I've got a few other things, but my daughters are not going to be into that stuff. I've already just accepted that. They don't care about baseball that much. I don't know if they really care about the coins that much. I know her grandmother, my daughter's grandmother on her mom's side, has a bunch of coins too. And I would just hope that my daughters, might pass those down one day to their children, or, just don't sell it and just pass it down. That's kind of what I'm trying to establish, but we'll see. Anyway, I gotta get going. You guys have a great day. I will make another video soon, and this is Don Pelayo checking out.